Hi, I saw your query here, which is talking about the agents not being listed. So you want to detect the agent when the failure happens and trigger the Power Automate flow. So first thing for this that you have to do is you need to go to your Power Platform and here create in a new solution. I'll call this solution a name as uh, Copilot Agents solution. And for the publisher, I'll take up my publisher as a default publisher here. We'll click on create. So once you got your solution created, now what I have to do is I need to create in a new automation cloud flow, and that's an instant flow. Notice it has to be instant flow, and the instant flow should select in the option here as when an agent calls the flow. So we'll give it a name as no answer from Copilot agent. We'll click on create. So presently I'm using in the older view, that's why you are seeing up skills here, otherwise you will see it up the same name here. So at the skills I'm going to add in input. Input I'll call it up as the first input parameter, I'll give it a name as agent ID, and the second input parameter also here I'll take up the name as say user name, and then I'll add in a new step. So you requested that it should be sending in a mail, so I'll say that send an Outlook 365 connector where the action would be a send. So send an email v2. Now here I'm going to select in my username, the email address where I want to send in. This also could be a dynamic field, but for the sake of this small demonstration I'm keeping it like this. And subject, I'll say that no response from Copilot, and in the font body I'll say that hey, this Copilot agent was not able to give answer to user query. Below are the details, and that's where I'll say that response ID, and that's where I'm going to use in the dynamic field. So this dynamic field that I'm going to add, this will be the reference coming from your skills. So we click on this add the dynamic content, scroll down, and the agent ID, second field is username, and here I'll select in the username option. No sensitivity, no advanced options, nothing, but if you want you can add in those details also. And next step that I'm going to do is that it's required that it should have a response back also. So again I'm going to look in for skills, and these skills will be respond to the agent, add an output, we'll say the text here result, and I'll say that human agent notified, simple. Then I'll save this. Notice where I have created it inside the solution. This is one most important thing that you have to take care. If you are going to create it into the my flow section, then this would not be listed into your Copilot environment there. Okay, so now we will do what? We'll go to our Copilot. Here I'm going to create in a blank agent, and I will give this blank agent a name here as say, so we'll give it the GPT-4, that's okay, nothing much is required. You can add in the sources or you can give it another name. I don't want to use in cloud, I want to use in the basic GPT 4.5 knowledge source, because I'm just referring in for the topics. So what I'll do is I'll just go in, list into the topics, here refer into the system topics, and refer to your escalate or the fallback topic here. I'm taking the escalate to have in a quick example, And for this purpose I'll say that call power automate, and at this point I'm going to add a tool here. And now if you notice, this is coming up as no answer from Copilot agent. This is the PowerAutomate agent that we have created on here. I'll just click on that. Because there are two fields, so I'll give this field a value, agent ID. We'll click on the system, and from here I'll look in for the columns that are ID. I'll call it the activity ID being coming in here, and the username, again the same field. I'll look up into the systems and say the user. So user first name is coming on here. Okay, and no answer from Copilot agent. That's what, and the result is, this is the result string that we are receiving in from the Copilot functions. That's done. Let's just save it. Okay, so here it is done. I'll save that, come back in here, and in our flows we can check that this particular agent is available. Okay, so we'll just come back in here, and for the sake of testing I'll just say that tell me about yourself. So this agent responds back, okay, personal agents. It just simply gives me a basic detail. Just for the sake of testing, like if in case it's able to do what, I'll say I'll directly use in the term escalate. So this is where it's asking me connection can email, okay, reply. It's coming in the description, escalate has gone automatically to call PowerAutomate. I'll just click on this allow, and I'm expecting once the processing is done, so it says that escalation to representative is not permitted. That's okay, no problem. But what we are expecting is that because of this escalation I should have received a mail in my mailbox. So let's go back to our Outlook, and if you see that just now we received in a mail which says that no response from Copilot, and that was the message which we have sent in our automated message, response ID's message, and the username is Vivek. Okay, so I hope this solves up your problem. Let me know if any more help is required.